Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club, and we have a special guest in the building that I am surprised came up here.
And I respect and admire her for this, Miss Ciara.
CC.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I'm really, really disappointed this morning.
Why?
Because Charlamagne is not here.
That's right. Well, let's set the record straight. She wanted to come when Charlamagne was here, but Charlamagne
I
had to
wanted
be in LA.
to, yeah. I think we can all say to the world that the reason why Charlamagne gives me such a hard time is because he's scared of me.
Right.
That's why he's not here this morning.
It's a Napoleon complex thing, too, I believe.
Now I know what it is. So, because I kept trying to figure it out to save the life. I'm like, what is it, Charlamagne? I wish he was here so I could look at him and say it to him. What is it? But now I know it's because he's scared of me.
I heard you wrote the song I Bet about Charlamagne. So.
You know what? I didn't have the opportunity to write about him because the topic doesn't quite work with them. You know, but hey, I don't know.
Well, congratulations, though, on the success of I Bet.
Thank you.
You know, I was with my girls the other day. One of them just went through a breakup. And she goes, this song, and she got really passionate. She was like, this song is all about me. And I know she wrote this song just about me. And I know a lot of women feel like that when they hear that song.
That song is for every girl and even some guys in the world. You know, I think that's one of those topics that everyone can relate to. We've all been there before. We've all had an experience where you're like, you know, maybe a few experiences where you're like, I bet you start loving me, you know, when I keep it moving and, you know, and get with someone better. But it's just, I think it's a song for everyone. It's really beyond me too, in a sense, but it's so great when I hear so many women and, you know, people talk about how the song inspires them, and you would hope that music could do that, you know, give you some strength and encouragement to keep it moving when you need to.
Now, can we talk? Let's start from the beginning, because we haven't seen you in a long time.
Yep, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. Last time I seen you was just learning how to cook. That's how long ago it was.
Was I learning how to, or was I talking about more that I could do?
Talking about more than you can do.
Okay.
All right. So now, last time we seen you, you were dating Future. And what happened with Future? I know you guys had a baby. Everything was so great. It was so lovely. You were so happy. And then...
Well, you know, I mean, it clearly didn't work out. But I have the greatest gift, the greatest joy of my life is my son. And honestly, I feel like everything in life happens for a reason. And, you know, my son has been the greatest gift that God has given me in my life and been the most game-changing thing that's happened to my life in a necessary way. So, you know, I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
What didn't work out? What happened? What was
You know, I can't really break all that down, you know, because I don't even think it really matters, to tell you the truth, you know, especially, again, when the ending is as great as it is with my son. You know, that's what worked out, my son.
Are you guys still cool?
Yeah, we're cool. We can cool. Well, you know what it is. We have a child together, you know, and I think as a parent, it's important to be able to communicate, even if you don't talk. You know, we don't talk every day. There's no need to, but you know, my son is, you know, clearly the connection between he and I, and as parents, I think it's important to be able to communicate. So. I like to stay happy, and I like to live life light and make the best of life. And I think that when you carry a certain kind of energy, or if you have like a funky energy that you hold on within yourself, you just can't grow, and you can't really like move how you need to. So for me, I just like to be happy and cool with pretty much everybody, you know, and that's just pretty much it.
But it's always a lesson learned too, when you're in a relationship and things don't work out, and you look back and you say, okay, next time, I know when this and this happens, it's probably time for me to...
Oh, you live and you learn. I mean, my son has given me so much clarity, you know, especially now now I feel like I'm full-on woman. You know, you don't really understand what that really means until a few things happen to you in life, but my son has totally given me so much clarity, and I couldn't be any more clear than I've needed to be. And, you know, I definitely know a lot of things that I don't want. I really know, you know, and I'm clear about recognizing them when I see them. And I know a lot of things that I do want, that I really hope for, and I won't move or budge until I get it. So I think that's kind of what happened with my son. You know, he really kind of makes me like, I have to make the right decisions.
Right, because you're living not just for yourself. You're living for...
you're like, I can't be up here like, oh, well, you know, if an accident happens, it happens, you know. No, you're like, I got to kind of be for sure with things that I do. And I mean, even down to business decisions, like, everything that I do affects him. I always say, I'm like, baby got to eat, and baby ain't cheap. Right. So I got to make sure I'm making the best decisions I can possibly make to make the universe right for him. Right. And then, of course, for me too. But, you know, he just really is the force. He's the reason why for me. Like, you know, I've always wanted to be successful, but my son now takes it to a whole nother level. It's like, I really have to go out here and bust my butt and get it right.
Right.
So, you know, and I just got to make the best decisions I can make.
It has been a while since you've been on tour and everything, too.
Yeah.
So this is different for you.
It has.
Years.
It's been pretty much 6 years plus since I've been on the road. It's exciting. You know, I'm honestly in such a happy place right now.
You take him on the road?
I do. He's probably been in like 16 countries so far. His passport is way more loaded. Yeah, I'm a military baby. So when I was young, I traveled with my dad, you know, because he got stationed in different places. But his passport is crushing my passport game that I had when I was a baby for moving around. And he's just loaded. He's just stacking up the stamps. But it's so funny because you realize how powerful the tongue is. Because when I was younger, I would say, if I had a child, I want them to see the world.
Right.
And I am able to take my son everywhere with me. And you know, when he can really comprehend what's going on, I can really break it down to him.
He don't know. He just
rolling. I'm like, I've wondered what life looks like from his perspective because you're rolling through a different airport. There's so many lights. Then you're going in a different place. Like you can really feel the differences. I think even if you if you don't know what's going on, you still kind of feel you're moving. So I think he's kind of just like, I just hope that I can continue to do that, and he'll be able to be really conditioned for the world. You know, because I'm from Decatur, Georgia. You know, and in a sense, being a military baby helped me out so much because I was able to like adjust to any different race, culture. Like we're all the same, no matter what color. I look at world from like the most broad perspective because of that. And so for me, it's important that my son sees it the same way. Like he should be able to adjust no matter where he is and be like, okay, I'm cool. I can move around. I can shake and bake no matter what.
Shake and bake.
Yeah, you know, so.
Now, when it's time to date another guy, right? Now, how long till you introduce him to your son?
You know what? I think it's just all about when it feels right.
Because you look like, you know what? You look like you fall in love fast. Do you fall in love fast?
You know what? Let me think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. You know, I think it's just about going with the flow. I used to be a person that was really, really like trying to be super hard. Like I would darn near date for like almost a year before even going to the next place. You know, at points. And so, for me, I think with life, you learn that you can't take things, you can't really call it. Like, you don't know what a situation is going to be. You can take a year, or you can take 6 months, or you can take 2. My dad met my mom 9 days after knowing my mom, they were married, and they've been together for 31 years.
Wow.
So you never know.
You never know. I'm not going to put a time limit on when I can't do something, you know, and I've been experimenting over life clearly, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. And so I can't really call.
Would you still date a guy in the industry?
You know, never say never. But I do.
Never.
I do think that you know, you gotta switch it up a little bit. You know,
dating a guy who has kids by multiple different women. Now, people were very critical because they saw you.
You got a lot of flack for that.
You got a lot of flack for that. Did you feel like that should have been like well, maybe this is not the ideal?
You know
situation.
what? I'm human, you know, and I went with love in that situation. So. In that situation, I think that, you know, you can be with someone that has no kids and can be the biggest jerk in the world.
Right.
You can be with someone that's super wealthy and can be the biggest jerk in the world. So does it make them any different than the one that doesn't have as much or who doesn't have as many kids? Or you can't really call it, you know. And I mean, at the end of the day, I roll with love. And, you know, my son's father, you know, I really believe had the greatest intentions to love me. And it was a beautiful thing came from that. So, you know, that's just kind of how I see it. You know, you can't really call it, you know.
Are you still in contact since they're all siblings? Like, are you like, okay, let's get the kids together? Or
hell no.
I mean, they are
siblings.
Know,
I'm really focused on raising my son right now.
That's
you know,
hell no. That's and,
and being the best mom I can be,
right.
You know. There is one mom, though, of the kids that I really got along with very well. And so, you know, when I see her, we definitely still get along really good, you know. And it's all about the kids anyways,
right.
You know. So truthfully, it's just like whatever's the right thing to do whenever the situation calls for it, you just do it,
but
you know.
Kept your life, usually, your personal life, real secretive. Like,
I did.
No matter who you were dating, it was very quiet. That was the only one that I ever seen public.
And with this breakup, though, and then putting out a song like I Bet, because the first thing we thought, right, was, is Ciara going to address this in her music? You know, because it was like, you know, I'm sure it was really difficult for you. You had a baby, you were engaged, it was all very public. And then it was over. And so we were like, is she going to address this in her music? Then you put out I Bet. And it was kind of like there's a connection because now we can imagine, you know, ourselves going through the same things that Ciara goes through.
Well, you know what? On this album, on Jackie, this new chapter of my life is really about being expressive. And it's about really allowing myself to be vulnerable because I believe it's healthy to be vulnerable. I think that when you allow yourself to, like, you know, be in touch with your rawest moment, you kind of really you really develop character that way. So, and I think that as I've been, been very blessed to be on my 6th album and going on like 13 years now, I think it's important that people get to really know me and know my voice. And, I've been experimenting with things over the years, but I feel like people haven't really gotten a chance to know me. And, you get to that comfortable place as a woman where you're like, I am who I am. Like, you start to really get comfortable with yourself. You're like, this is me. I'd rather be comfortable with just being me and not trying to please people. And, on this album, I really wanted for people to connect to me. So, I bet it's inspired from my experiences in a sense in life. And, it was one of those songs that really stood out because it was just so real, so, beyond my current situation or, this most recent situation, this is like a life story, and so it's kind of like, it's really for everyone. And I think it's really great, though, when people do connect to music, because that's what music is supposed to be. It's about being able to inspire people and being able to maybe help someone or, touch someone. And I think music can't be any more powerful than that when you do that. And so on this album, I am expressive, and you get to like there's a song I have dedicated to my son, but also it's beyond my son. I think everyone can relate to it and get something from it. But I want to take people on a journey with me as, just to hear my voice and where I am right now and my whole new chapter of life. Like, it's just a whole different thing happening with me. And what better way than to express it than through music, So. Yeah.
Now, your album's name is Jackie.
Yes.
That's your mom's name.
That's my mom's name.
Why'd you name it Jackie?
Well, you know what? It just felt right. Again, this new chapter it really marks a special time for me. And me being a mom is the most beautiful thing in the world. I don't know why I want to get emotional right now, but I can't even, it's honestly been the greatest joy of my life having my son. And,
what's been the best thing so far about your son? What's been your favorite moment?
You know what? He is funny. He just does so much. Of course, saying mama was so sweet. We were in Australia, actually.
Did he say mama first or dada first?
He said dad first. But that was a natural vowel that babies say, okay?
It's easier.
I researched it, and they said researched it. All babies say, okay? So, but yeah, he said mama. That was really sweet. Him crawling was really cute. Because my baby's, he's 30 pounds. And like, he's been 30 pounds. He's been riding this weight for like the past 3 or 4 months. He's huge.
What you feeding him?
It's that breast milk.
You know what? It's them Similac burgers. It's some fries on the side. We from the South, so every now and then he gets a few black-eyed peas and a few, when we having the family gatherings.
We don't pull back. Right there,
that's exactly. It's so wrong. I'm working on it. I'm cleaning it up. I'm like, my baby's going to know too much before he's 1. He's going to be like, yeah, I've had candy yams and I've had mac and cheese. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Grandma
but,
does that.
I know. But yeah, what were we saying? Where were you? What was I saying? Where were you?
The greatest thing about the baby.
Yeah, so that also, of course, he can now stand up and hold up. He's ready to take the steps, and he moves your hands away so he can just hold up, which is so cute. He can say dog. He's went swimming. I took him swimming for infant aquatic survival classes at 7 months.
Oh man,
and that was
better than me already.
Oh no, let me tell you, it was so much fun. I'm so happy I did it, and you don't realize how that is the #1 leading cause of deaths in infants. And you realize how important it is that they are familiar with the water and how they need to know how to respond if they fall in the water. And
my parents never taught me that. You think they don't really care?
Nah, they definitely don't care about you.
Well, you turned out all right. A little crazy, but I'm not way. No, but it's moments like that, where you just see them like learning and developing and growing. And he's really funny. He loves laughing, and it's just so many things that really, they're the highlight of my days and my day. You can't even really pick one thing. It's just everything you see them doing just brings a light to your face. When he first smiled, that was the sweetest thing. Because, the first few months, they're kind of like, they're there.
Did he pee on you yet?
He did.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell you what happened.
Sure.
Actually, this might be really bad to say, but I had a really fun moment where I was changing his diaper, and I look. You know how you're holding them, they're there, and it was like he was probably like 3 or 4 months, and he was like, crying. I was reaching down, and all of a sudden I hear like this, right? And I look up, he was peeing in his face because you know how you hold the legs up,
right?
You hold the diaper, and
so
I literally, I had the legs up, and then and I literally was going for 2 seconds, right. Like. Any mom will tell you that in 2 seconds anything can happen.
Oh man.
Legs up and I looked up. I was like, yo.
They gotta put him in them swimming classes.
Pee on himself. I got 4 kids. None of my kids ever pee on themselves.
You know what? It did happen. It is.
It don't happen.
No, it does.
Did he pull up the bed yet?
Holding the legs up and put the diaper underneath. No, he is not. And I'm not. Please do not say that.
Scare the hell out of you.
You know what? Now you're making me feel like I should lower my bed. My bed is really high.
You shouldn't have him in the bed.
No, you know what? I mean, here's the deal.
And he's gonna go. But
I'm going to tell you this. Do you barricade your baby in?
Yes, I do.
With all the pillows.
I do with the pillows around. I do all that.
Here's my rule. Okay. I barricade my baby in, right? Because being that I travel, my baby sleeps with me a good bit. Right. I have them bring the cribs in, but the crib never really works out. No. He's my teddy bear, so I can't really let him be, in the crib too long without me, without him. I basically have a rule. Like if I have to, step away somewhere, I'll have someone stand there.
Okay.
So I'm very, very, very mindful of it. And I mean, I can't tell you the other crazy details of things that I do, but I make sure that my baby is not really in that bed by himself.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay. I multitask. I can do three things at one time.
I'm gonna just tell you a last baby story. When I had my first daughter, this is what made me want a second kid so fast. I had a penny on the floor.
Okay.
And my daughter was a crawler. Grabbed the penny, threw it in the mouth. No
freaking way.
I cried. I thought my life was over. I called 911. What's your emergency? My daughter's swallowed a penny. I'm crying, bawling. Ah! They're like, sir, can she breathe? I'm like, yes. They was like, it's fine. She swallowed the penny. It'll probably come out in the doodle. And I was like, no, she's going to die. Send an ambulance. And they wouldn't send an ambulance. As long as she's breathing, she's all right. So I had to check the doodle for the next 4 Pampers to see if the penny was in there. But it finally came through. So
good luck penny.
Good luck penny. I still got that penny. I still, you want to see it? No, I'm just kidding.
So it's all right. The moral to the story is that they're going to always poop it out.
That's right. But I don't know about that. Everyone poop. Now let's talk about JD.
Yeah.
JD recently said that your song, I Bet, is a ripoff of an Usher song he produced.
You got it bad.
Now,
I think he actually corrected that statement.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I think he actually kind of said something to kind of
you and JD ain't cool.
clarity.
Cool.
We are cool,
okay.
Jermaine is cool, but Jermaine's an expressive person.
Because
Jermaine's always been expressive over the years, and I don't, really, guys, right? Like that's the one thing about having a baby. You really don't care about a lot of stuff.
You don't care about ish.
You don't. You be like, he's happy, I'm good.
The baby's
yeah, you be like, okay, yeah. They said what now? Oh, okay, cool. All right, well. So what we're gonna do is on this next video, we're gonna, you really don't really have time to sweat stuff, but yeah, Jermaine, if Jermaine walked in the door right now, we could hug each other. So he's an expressive person, yeah.
Gotcha.
I've never understood, and I tell this to Charlamagne too when he's here. What is the problem that people have with Ciara? Because you've always seemed like a very nice, humble person. I've always been a fan of Ciara's music from early on.
Thank you.
And you always have like the hit songs that come out in the videos. I'm like, she's a great entertainer. She's a great performer as well. And then I see people like going at you, like Tamar Braxton was like, what is Ciara singing this hard for? And I was like, I didn't know y'all didn't.
I think she corrected that too. I did see that, which is so funny. And I don't know what she was trying to say, but I mean, if she was trying to say something crazy, I really don't care.
Right.
But, I do think that, because every time I've seen Tamar, it's always been love too. So I don't know. I don't know what people be trying to say.
See,
I think, what happens is.
On TV saying people are bullying you when you go at somebody else. You can't do that.
Well, what's so funny? Again, I saw she was saying that she wasn't trying to say something bad about it, so I don't know what her intention was with that. Okay. I'm going to take it as she wasn't trying to do anything funny, and
I got something you could say that
she was being sincere. I'm going to take it she was being sincere with her positive, statement that she said after people were, assuming things. But what was I going to say?
You always keep it really positive, though. I feel like
you have to. You know what it is?
Go back at anybody, but sometimes.
Man, because you know what? I mean, I will speak when I feel it. I've spoken before. I think it's just. When we're in music, to me, music is like one of the most powerful and one of the most positive things in the world. And so I think that's just the energy you got to kick with it. Like, when I run across my peers, I feel like it should always be all love, because we're very blessed to be some of the few people doing this that actually get to do it in front of the world. So I like to roll with that energy. I don't like to get into the high schoolness of it, because there can be a high school part of this, where people can click up, or people can be, you can kind of feel the energy. You're like, I'm not really on that. Like, I'm my own clique. I'm happy with my clique. I love my team. You know, and I don't know. I just like to make the best of it.
What do you consider to be friends, like out of your peers?
Out of my peers, my closest friends, to be quite honest with you, there's really only one that is professionally known, and that's Lala. I've known her for, I don't know, probably however many years now. And my other closest friend in the music industry, but isn't, famous, is my makeup artist and best friend Yolanda, who I've known since I was 16 years old. I'm pretty consistent with those ladies, in reference to their.
It's surprising that other female singers, you don't find like people that you're like, okay, that's my homegirl.
Well, I do have people I get along with though now, but in reference to my closest friends who I, really talk to every day about like super duper deep stuff, those are my two closest girls. And of course, like girls like Kelly, I love her. She's so sweet. Me and her get along very well. And our babies are kind of growing up around the same time period. So it's going to be really fun to see our babies grow. There's also like women like Janelle Monáe, who I don't talk to her at all on the phone, but every time I see her, it's always love. One of my friends actually is an actress, Lily Collins, and she's super sweet. But to be honest with you, again, my two people I talk to every day, I could name like probably, I don't know how many girls, like pretty much every girl I get along, from my perspective and my experience, I get along with. When we see each other, it's always love. So,
but it's not anybody that you feel like you have a deep friendship.
Yeah, not deep, where we talk every day about, super duper details. Like my friend circle is really small and I like it that way. But I do like getting along with the girls. Like I'm a girl's girl. So when we're doing events or we have to do like, like there was a Stand Up to Cancer event where all of us girls got together and sang for something, Beyonce, Mariah, myself, Taylor Swift, whoever it is. It's fun when we all get along and we always show love. Now that I do have, I feel like with pretty much every girl for the most part. Yeah.
Now I looked at it, it said that your dad, you hired him as your nanny.
Yeah.
So why your dad and not mommy now?
You know what? What it is my son, he rolls with me all the time, and it's so much girls around that I want to make sure that there is a man hand in the mix.
Yeah. And
that worked out perfectly because my dad really loves kids, and my dad was an amazing father to me. So I thought it would be awesome for him to be there. And I did like 20 meetings like with nannies, and it literally was like, nope, next, nope, next, nope, and so I was like, this is really complicated. Like, it's not as easy as I want it to be. And I was like, you know what? The male thing is important to me, and so my dad was perfect for the job.
And you don't need a nanny with your dad.
No, you know what? I don't. I have some, but I don't need it. And it's worked out perfectly for me. I mean, at some point, my dad's gonna have to kind of just really fall into the grandpa lane, when there's a guy in the mix. But for now, it works out easily.
How, do you mind, like, does Future see your son without you there? Because I know some mothers are very like.
Yeah, he actually was just with his grandmother and his dad the other day, and his family, his brothers and sisters and stuff. And that makes me so happy, because he gets to, like with me, he rolls solo. So he knows just like that kind of environment, but it's great when he gets to be around other kids and his family and get that energy and all of them treating him like the little brother. And so, yeah.
You probably call every 5 minutes, like, what's he doing now?
No, I don't. I did check in, just to say, how's it going? Because I was flying. And so I wanted to I always have this thing, like, before I fly, because I haven't really flown without him that much, that I get to check in and say, how's my little juicy man? What's he doing?
Little juicy man?
Yeah, my juicy man. And so I want to know. Yeah, because he's big. Okay. He's my juicy man. So I want to check on him and see how he is, and see what funny things are happening, because he really is funny, like, and it's just for that reason. Like, I do think it's important for people to have their space too, and have their moment too. So yeah.
Now back to the last album. When the first week sales came out last week.
Yep.
Charlamagne, who's not here, he gave you the 21 gun salute.
Okay. And what is that when they say bye bye?
That's what he tried to say.
Okay.
He tried to say
clearly that didn't work.
Now.
Okay.
Now, how did you feel with your last album's sales?
You know what? I was, first and foremost, I was very proud of that album. I was really, really proud of the body of work. We didn't get to promote it all the way, but I feel like the album was necessary for me being back on Epic, and being back with LA. It was important to get everything started and rolling, and the system was still new. Even for LA, it was new, and I don't know. It was just really, I'm really proud of that body of work. So, even if it didn't sell, tons of records, yeah, I'm still proud of it, and thankful for the opportunity, and so that's how I see it.
And certain things, like, I'm sure if you would have went on tour,
I think that, you know what, one thing totally is like, it's like a domino effect, you know. If you don't have certain things set up around it, you know, it does make it more challenging. And, you know, I think the reality is for me is that I feel like I'm now getting my rhythm back, you know, from what people always may have, you know, from from when I first started. Like I was able to keep it moving and moving and moving. And now we're finally getting some of the things that are necessary to support the music that allow you to really promote it and keep the whole journey going. Because as we know, you know, this new day, it's a bit more challenging. It's a bit more, you have to work even harder, you know, I think, to really, you know, to sell records. And, you know, who knows what happens when my album comes out this go around, you know. I'm very, very confident in the body of work. I feel like it's my best body of work to date. And I can stand on that, you know, and I'm excited because I do have my tour happening, which is going to be fun because I get to present the music how I want to, you know. And I think if you can do everything you want to do, your job is done, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to be successful. So, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, I can't see it going any other way than up anyways, to be honest, because I believe the body of work really speaks for itself. You know, so I don't know. I mean,
with the last album, you put out 3 singles last album, right?
Yep.
The first 2 didn't connect.
Yes.
Why was that? Because I didn't like the first 2.
Well, you know what's so funny?
It didn't sound Ciara-ish.
Well, you know what's so funny?
Body did. The first
you
2.
can go, you know, give me that. Not give me that. What was it? What's the song?
You can't remember the song.
Yes, I can. Got Me Good.
Got Me Good.
I said give me that because it's a tempo. It made me think about whatever. Got Me Good. I love that song and I love that video, and it didn't work, but it's okay.
Now, that was your style, or did somebody say, you know what, let's try it?
No, I was trying my stuff.
Okay, all right.
You know, and even with Sweat was a jam. Do not get it twisted. I think that if we would have sat with that record a little bit longer,
I don't know,
it would have been cracking in the clubs.
I don't know. Body had
but
girls
either
in the
way,
middle doing the dance.
You know
Body
what?
was Ciara.
You try some, you lose. You might win. You win some, you lose some. The first 2 didn't work.
Right. Okay.
But Sorry actually worked good too, though, for what it was. That song actually performed very well. We just, you know, just for the tempo train, it just was taking a longer time. But it was showing to be something that people were liking and connecting to. But
your videos are always really important to your songs too, just because you are an entertainer, a dancer. Everybody always wants to see Ciara dance.
Hey, thank you. You know what it is? It is about just completing your story. I think more than anything, it's like, you know, the visual is about bringing more life to the song. And you just hope to have the best song first and foremost, so that when you give the visual, it does take it to the next place. Body Party, of course, was a very special song. And then we didn't really have everything, you know, as lined up, you know, to continue on at that time period. And then, of course, I had my baby.
You was in love at that time, so you didn't care about music.
Oh, no, baby, I care. Let me tell you one thing about me. I'm going to tell you this right here. I'm going to always be focused. A man in my life has to respect that and understand that. Man will never stop me from living my dream, and man will never get in the way of me doing anything that pertains to my work. So I can be all in love and all that stuff, but I'm going to be focused. So that doesn't change a thing. But I am very happy that for the first time in my life, in reference to being in the music world and working so hard, that I took a moment to live my life.
Okay.
And like I carved out 2 months to be just mom after I had my son, because I knew I can get that time back. And those moments to me were the most important for me mentally, because, you know, you just work. That's all you know. And then it's like, okay, but what am I working for? So now with my son, I got more purpose. Okay.
Did your body jump right back? Did it snap right back, or you had to work on it?
I had to work my butt off, and I was running like a zombie.
How bad
I was literally
was it really bad?
Oh no, it was hardcore. I trained like 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and I would literally, and I was on a mission because
you only weighed 50 pounds.
No, I gained 60 more pounds. I gained 60 pounds.
Yeeks.
Yeah, and I was like, it's a lot. And I was talking to my obstetrician, and I was like, okay, so when can I get in the gym? Because I couldn't wait. Like, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this whole, like, comfortable, you know, 60-pound life. Because 60-pound life, you can eat anything you want to. Right. Burgers, cheese, French fries.
Not too many pictures of you with
Oh, no. I was wearing them big T-shirts for a long time. Thank God for being a tomboy, because that kind of saved me a little bit. But no, I gained 60 pounds. So I literally, once I got the go to get on that machine, I remember the first day I tried it. My son had been such a great sleeper. He doesn't cry a lot. Everything was good. So I went upstairs. So go get on the elliptical machine. And I was like, I'm going to go up there right now. He's sleeping. He going to stay asleep. I got him in his cradle. I got him on a thing. I'm pushing it. And as soon as I got on the treadmill, like 20 minutes, and he's like, I was like, seriously? Mama got to lose these pounds right now. So either way, I got my game plan together. I was, I had my baby at the gym with me. My trainer Gunner will tell you, like, he had an office space. We had his stuff around. I was like, I got to do what I got to do. And I was breastfeeding up until 4 months. So I had a system. I would wake up, breastfeed, throw my clothes on, eat, go to the gym, come back, breastfeed. Like, I was on a mission. And I literally just did it down to a science. Like, I was like, okay, I can go now 1 hour cardio. Then I trained like literally 2 to 3 times a day.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I did what I had to do. And of course I changed my eating regimen. Like, you know, I still had moments where I put like pizza and like cheeseburger and French fries in there because you need that to break up the cycle. If you're like trying to do healthy stuff, you cannot be going like balls to the wall every day. Like, you're going to go crazy. So I made sure I still had like my fun stuff in there so I wouldn't plateau. Gotcha. And then I would go right back to it. And the craziest thing for me is I'm used to my body responding fast. I just remember looking up being like, what the slam ham? I'm like, how many more pounds do I have left? And why is it taking so long to get this 1 pound off? And then I did tons of water. My advice to anyone that wants to lose like weight, if you want to drop a lot of weight and you want to do it quickly, believe it or not, tons of water would alter your diet. I was losing like 2 pounds a day at some point. So, you know, I just was like, just go hard till you can't no more. Just run, Forrest, run, basically.
And what was going on with the dreads? You had dreads in your hair one time.
Yeah, I did.
That was weird.
I experimented. Whatever. I mean, it was weird to you, but a lot of girls been rocking dreads. So I'm just saying, though, I sure did, but I tried them and I liked them.
You know, women like to change their hair.
You know what it was? It was convenient. It was like the concept of doing braids, and instead of doing braids, I did the dreads because I was like, you know, we always do braids, and they were faux dreads, and it was fun.
It was
like
a motherly look.
That's all right. I just became a mom, so okay. That's cool. I just became a mom, so whatever you want to say, you can hate on my dreads all you want to.
Let's talk about
but
acting.
I liked my dreads, and it was cute for me.
I like that.
Okay. You know,
let's talk about your
Rastafari.
acting, and I know you also have a variety show that you're a part of.
Yes,
as well.
yes.
But we did see you in some movies.
Okay.
And now you have I Can Do That. So
yes.
talk about I Can Do That.
Yeah, you know what? Well, television and film is a world that I'm still, you know, warming up in. And it's a world that I really want to be a part of. And, you know, the latest film that I have done, you know, was the one with Adam Sandler, which was a lot of fun. And just being able to work with someone like him was probably one of the best experiences I could have had.
Did you have to audition and do all of that?
Yeah, I did. I had to audition. And I was nervous as heck. But, you know, thank God I got the opportunity. But in reference to what I'm doing now, this is a show on NBC. It airs May 26th, and it's called I Can Do That. And it's myself, Jeff Dye, who's a really cool actor. A comedian and actor. Alan Richardson, Joe Jonas, Nicole Scherzinger, and I'm missing someone else right now. Marlon Wayans is the host. Okay. And Cheryl Burke. That's what I was forgetting. Cheryl Burke as well.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, from Dancing with the Stars. And so it's really a wide range of us on the couch. And I think that's what makes this show so cool and diverse, because you get a bit of comedy, you get a bit of us, you know, entertainers coming from our world. You know, we do this stuff every day, you know, the performing part of it. Marlon is so funny. He's the host of the show. He's hilarious. So on this variety show, you get comedy, you get, you know, you also get to see us very vulnerable, because you get to see us doing things that we've never done before. So the thing behind I Can Do That is kind of like every week, 3 different acts come up on the stage, and they're things that we don't even know are going to come out. And we're like, when we see them doing it, we race up the stairs. These stairs, they light up. We race up the stairs to see, like, I want to do that first. And we see it like, I can do that. And so then we have to pick a partner that we do it with. And then basically we take like a week, and sometimes less than a week, to actually complete the challenge and like perform it in front of the fans after we've done it.
I had no idea what this show was about. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And then
it.
we compete against each other. So, you know, there's a point prize in the end, and there's a trophy in the end. And the fans, they vote every show. The fans are actually in the audience, and it's really funny. I can't tell you anything, but all I gotta say is it's really funny. This voting system is hilarious, but it's really fun. It is a fun variety show. It's really like playing a live in-person video game. You know, for me, I'm like, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen this week. Like, what am I gonna do? And I get to do so many things that I've never done before, and I think that's what's great. And even as it relates to my chapter in my life, because I am in a lot of things that are unfamiliar to me. And I like that. I like that challenge. Because it allows me to grow. Mm-hmm. And so on this show, you get to see us be very vulnerable. You get to see us be challenged. You get to see us, like, you know, in states you would never see us in. Like, for example, in music, as artists, we really express only through music, basically, in videos.
Gotcha.
You know, and sometimes interviews we do. But, you know, you never really get to know us beyond that. And on this show, you get to see me, like, have fun and just be free and just me. Yeah, try some new things. Yeah. There's a lot of things I can do, I've learned.
Now, you and Riri had like a little Twitter beef years ago. Did y'all have seen each other since then?
I haven't seen her.
Not at all?
Yeah, I haven't.
But y'all squashed it out because I know you're on a baby.
You know,
wait,
both of y'all different armies on Twitter. Nobody wants to get in none of that beef.
You know what? I've always been a fan of her work. I'm happy for her. I've always said that I've never had any position other than that, you know, in reference to the things that have happened. I still can't tell you what and why till this day. But I've always had love for her music and stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty much it with me. You know,
the album, Jackie, is in stores.
It is. It's in stores. I am so proud of this album. I'm so happy. I worked with Dr. Luke. I worked with Harmony, Polo. I kept it really specific on this album. I had a vision that was very important to me to tell, musically, even the things that I talk about. You know, get ready to dance and have a good time. There's also great production by The Underdogs. There's some really cool, young, fresh energy, AC, a producer named AC, Lunch Money, who actually has a really great song out right now called Bills. But either way, I was very specific about the vision on this album. And I'm just so proud of it. I really believe it's my best body of work to date.
And May 4th is still the date, right? May 4th?
May 4th is the date. My mom's birthday is May 5th, which is so cool. So it's a special week, you know, and then I go on tour starting my first dates on May 3rd.
Chicago?
Yep, Chicago's the first city. And I'll be going for the whole month of May for the first part of the tour, and then there's going to be a second part that we'll announce later. But yeah, I mean,
what's wrong with Brazilian hair? I got to ask you.
You know, it was just fitting. You know, I got to give it to Tehran, who really, really put his thing in his song, I Bet.
I don't know what you're talking about. She looked at me. I don't know.
I wear Brazilian hair so well. But that, you know, that's how you describe the chick in that song.
Right.
You know, she had Brazilian hair.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I know other girls with Brazilian hair was mad. Like,
no. Honey, I wear it all, honey, okay? Brazilian, all that good stuff. But yeah, so that's that. But yeah, I'm really proud of this album. And then, of course, you just said the remix.
The remix, are we going to play in the mix
we
in a second?
are going to play this exclusive. We're going to have an exclusive moment right now, right, on Power 105, with me and T.I.
Okay.
T.I., I think, murdered this remix for I Bet. And Harmony, of course, produced the song. But it's just a super duper fun remix. It's us two ATLians getting together, and he also gets to represent the guys on this song. So it's not just for the ladies, okay? But he represents it well. Like,
I'm sure he does.
No, it's amazing. Like, he really went in on it. And there's also other remixes I have as well. There's one with Joe Jonas, which he also got to sing for the guys too. So, but I'm holding it down on both ends. It's not just about going at the guys, okay? This song is for guys too.
To respond to you.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we all talked in the studio, men and women. We talked about real things, and I wanted to do that for this album, and I feel like we did it.
What are some other topics?
You know what? Now you're making me think. Let's see here. There's another song called Only One, which is, you know, where it's like where you're not going to be the, you know, the one and only, like what is my words in there? I got to think about it. That's when I'm the only girl around. Yeah, but it's like basically like you're keeping it honest. Like, I'm not gonna be just the only one, you know, when it's convenient for you. You know, I'm gonna be the only one. Like, I don't play any other way. Yeah, you know, and just being the only one, period. You know, like, I think that guys listening, this new generation, this new age should be about chivalry. It should be about just trying to step the game up. Like, we gotta step it up. You know, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but you just made me think about this. Like, we've got to go to another level right now. Just with how I can't even explain it all the way, but like whether it's even how people express in music, like, you know, girl got a girlfriend and this on two girls on a girl. Like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I believe that music is infectious and it's very powerful, and I think we've got to use it a little differently. So on this album, I feel like I was able to do a little bit of that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some songs on there where you're going to get a little, you're going to have to put the little, some ratchet on there now. I got the ratchet, I got the pop, I got the bottom, I got all of it on there.
But I agree with you. I was always saying I love when I see men that are committed to women and talk about getting married and wanting to be with
it's so much sexier.
I think that is really a
You know what I'm trying to tell you? It is so much sexier
it's way cooler
to have yo together. You know, it really is. And I don't even think they always say a person's more attractive when they're taken.
Right.
And, you know, you can't be afraid of that. I just think we have to try to make the best of our lives and, you know, put good things in it, the best things we can. And you will have a much healthier life when you just live it better and when you try to live it as clean as you can. We're not perfect. We're all human. We all make mistakes. That is just what it is. But we just got to just do more and I think talk about a little bit more than just, you know, this, I don't know what's happening these days. It's just really turned up with I don't know how to explain it, but
certain things that get glorified are that's not even.
Yeah, it's come on now, another girl got a girlfriend. I don't even know whose song that is, and I hope not to offend anybody right now because I'm not trying to. But, you know,
but just the idea,
just saying something a little.
That's Rico Love's song.
I love Rico. Rico, I don't think I'm trying to talk bad about you because
Rico,
I'm not.
We know you in a very happy relationship.
No, I love Rico. And see, that's what I'm saying. You know, Rico's amazing. So I don't want him to think. That line, "Girl Got a Girlfriend," came to my line because I think it kind of has been a theme throughout a lot of songs.
They're tired of these guys wanting girls to have other girls in the bedroom and be fine with that.
Let's just talk about something a little more. Teach the young girl something more. Help us out now.
Value your penis, guys.
Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Charlamagne wanted to be here so bad.
Yes.
And he left some questions for you.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what he said.
He needs to be in person to ask me questions. I don't like him messaging anything to me right now because I got a thing with him. Since he want to talk all this junk about me, he need to be sitting right there in that chair. You can try to throw some questions out there if you want to, but I'm just going to tell you, I'll come back again to see him. Because that's important to me. You can't be up here talking about me all the time and then deliver questions via telephone or via email or whatever you want to call it. I want to see him in person.
Right, because you managed to make it back from
I'm just saying,
in LA, right?
The day I decided to come to Power, this is what happens, really? I was really disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted to walk up in here and see his face because I got a couple of things I might want to say to him. Not might, but want to.
So, all right. So if you wanted to say something to Charlamagne, what would you say? If he was sitting
All I have to say about Charlamagne, it goes back to what I was just saying just now. You know, I'm not going to go do it the Charlamagne way because I think his way is just messy. But I just think he's got to put a little bit more in the universe than the things he talks about. It's one thing for you to have fun. Comedians joke all day. People, there's people that it's their job to, be a jerk, okay, basically. And to be, not even a jerk, but to be, to kind of have an opposite position within things and just to be kind of funny that way. Yeah, but I think there has to be a balance of what he does. I think sometimes he goes too far for no reason. I don't think it's necessary to I remember when Little Mama was sitting here, I saw the interview. I thought it was bad how, I can't even remember everything he was saying, but I thought he went a little too far. He
did apologize for that, right?
Oh, okay, cool. So I didn't know he apologized.
I actually made her cry. It was Angela Yee that actually
made her
cry.
No. But whatever it was, I just think that there has to be a balance to it all. Do your job. It's your job to be, to make noise. That's what makes you who you are. People say Charlamagne because they know he's Charlamagne, But just find some kind of balance with all of it, That's my personal opinion. Have fun, do you. What you do doesn't affect me. You're not going to stop me from making my money. Clearly, you haven't stopped me. So that is what it is. But just, kind of put a little more substance in all the stuff that he's doing. That's what I personally think.
Okay.
You're not going to ask his questions?
Yeah, she wants to hear him.
Don't ask me. He needs to ask me.
She said no.
He needs to be here.
All right. What Charlamagne's final thought? Play his final thought? All right, let's hear his final thought.
And let the record show, Ciara, I've never disliked you. I just simply, when your album only sold 15,000 records in the first week, I think it was called Basic Instinct, I just gave it a 21-gun salute and said that album was dead. Never your career, your album. It's a difference.
Yeah, okay.
And I never thought you could sing, but I think you're a great entertainer.
Have
a nice day.
Let me tell you, first of all, it wasn't 15. It was really low, but it wasn't 15. So get that number right. But you know, you can, it's like for me with him, either you one way or the other. Mm-hmm. He goes in on me every time. Everyone knows it. I kept thinking, I was like, did he try to talk to me? And I said, no. I'm trying to understand, why is he going so hard body on me? That's how I've always felt. I couldn't understand it because it seemed like it was very centered on me. Like, I could have done something really good. It feels very personal. And I'm like, well, when I went to Wendy Williams back in the days, was it something? I just was really trying to think about, like, what is it with me? You know, but every successful person has their journey. You know, there's been times when every person that you see right now, the tip top of their game has been challenged. And those moments are what make you who you are. And I know for a fact I'm going to be here for a very long time. And Charlamagne knows it too. Okay? So whatever, you know, it's blessings and love to him too. I hope I can send some love into his little crooked heart he has.
Well, there you have it. Jackie in stores May
4th is the date.
We appreciate you joining us.
I'm
glad
you
you decided to come up here. We were waiting for a long time.
I couldn't wait. Thank you guys.
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. It's Ciara.